Hey, 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 we are live. I'm coming in hot because I was running some errands and whatnot. So y'all know the drill. I need to know in the comments if you can see and hear me while I'm getting the Instagram set up. So I just need to know if you can see and hear me in the comments, please. Y'all know I need to know that so I can get us going. Oh, wait. Let me get this set up so that, okay, there's that. Yes, we can. Okay, so let me go live here on IG. Let me type in what we talking about. Let me post it. Then let me pin it. Okay. So I think we are all set, good to go. All right. Hey, Danielle. Hey, my Sherelle. And my Facebook user, you're going to have to tell me who it is so I can say hi to you. All right. So let's get started. I am TJ Mercer, better known as the Walking Exclamation Point and the Chief Noisemaker of Media Mavericks Academy, where I teach authors, experts, coaches, and entrepreneurs how to book themselves in the media without a publicist and without being a celebrity. And what we do here on Tuesdays is we go over headline hooks to get you booked by using a form of strategy without being a celebrity. And I got the receipts to back that up. So, with that said, let's get to it. I didn't invite anybody today because I got a lot of stuff to do. And so I'm just going to hit these hooks and get out and get going. Hi, Miss Barbara. So I'll have a guest probably next weekend. Next week. If you want to submit to be a guest, go to newsjackcity.com. There's a form there that you can tell me about your expertise. Hey, Kyla from Arizona, got it. You can tell us about your expertise, and I may choose you to bring you on, and we can talk about Newsjack hooks in real time. All right. Hey, my Emily. Okay. Let me share the screen. We'll share the window. To the window, to the wall. I have no idea what made me start that song. Okay, so the first thing we want to cover, let me just make sure IG can see the screen. Okay, so the first thing we want to cover is, relatively obvious what has unfortunately been going on in Buffalo, as well as here in California, where the shooting of, was it 6 Taiwanese people were killed by a Chinese man. And then, of course, the Buffalo shooting where 10 Black people were murdered. And there's so much around this that, last night, someone reached out to me. She is a mediator and facilitator, and she was reaching out to me about a pitch of, they already are doing work in the Ukraine around what is happening over there. And so should she pitch, to bring the community together for those who are grieving, who need help, a safe space to air what they're going through. And so whatever you have in your arsenal, this is not the time for you to play small. This is your time to put yourself out there and look at how you can help people who are going through this, whether we're talking from a race perspective. I was having a conversation with one of my new Mavericks today, and she is in the school district helping teachers deal with basically Black curriculums. Well, not Black curriculum, that's wrong. Nadine, don't kill me. But basically, she helps students make it relevant to what they're teaching. And so one of the things that we talked about is, putting herself out there of how, you can help teachers have the conversations that these kids are seeing this, especially the kids. Hey, my Roz, especially the kids that look like me. I'm sure there's anxiety, there's nervousness, there's concern, there's fear, there's all these emotions and there's questions, there's absolutely questions. And so there's all of these things that these teachers are dealing with. And we already know how overloaded the school system is anyway, and how stressed teachers are anyway, that it really can assist the parents if the teachers can, sorry, that's not my train of thought. My train of thought is some of these children don't have attentive parents at home, or parents that have the time. And so it, by default, it falls on the teacher. So even if, you can, put yourself out there of how parents can have these safe conversations to ease the anxieties, whatever is in your arsenal, this is the time for you to speak up and put yourself out there to help that community, help our communities get past this. Okay. Well, not get past it, because that just sounds, that didn't sound right. What am I trying to say? Just help our communities deal with this. Because like a reporter said the other day, he's already done like 3 or 4 of these this year. And, it's the same thing that, yes, the master playbook says, yes, this would be perfect for those in some social service capacity. That is absolutely what I'm thinking. Absolutely what I'm thinking. But the reporter was talking about, he was tearing up that we'll grieve. Both sides say what they're going to do, and nothing happens. And then he'll be doing another coverage of this kind of thing, in the future. And so, obviously, as a Black woman, this impacts me, as well as, the majority of the people that I work with who actually look like me. And so I know that this is a very, tough time, hard time. So whatever you have in the space that's safe for you mentally, I really want you to put yourself out there. All right. So there's that. The Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial. There's the legal side of this that, you guys can come from. It's still ongoing. Domestic violence. I have not, I'm gonna be very clear, listen to just the feedback I'm giving of what's possible, because I haven't followed this at all, except the little clip here that I catch on social media, the little clip there that I catch on social media. But if this is your lane of genius, I would strongly suggest, and I said this when the trial first started, I'm saying it again, psychologists, because the things I've seen, I'm looking at both of them like, okay, both of y'all got real issues that y'all need to deal with. Relationship experts, trauma experts. It's the gamut of what can be found, in these recordings. Master Playbook says, me either, but the social media comedians are tearing these sound bites up. Girl, yes. I'm like, okay, did that really happen? And I have to be careful, because I know, being that I've worked in media, I also know how very easy it's just to take a soundbite. So let me be real clear on, if you newsjack this, make sure you listen to what really happened past that 60 seconds that's floating around on social media. Make sure you listen to it all in context. Get the transcripts or something to make sure you're not just leaning towards a comedian's perspective. Okay, so if you're serious about newsjacking this, make sure you vet it, like I always teach you. Rosalind says Victor Blackwell, Howard grad, was a porno scene. I watched this clip. I didn't know he was a Howard grad. Okay, so and for those of you who don't know, I am a graduate of the Howard University, along with my girl Rosalind here, who actually lived across the hall from me. And so, yeah, that was the reporter. Okay, so you saw that clip. I didn't catch his name. I just caught, his genuine sorrow over the situation. Okay, so then we've got the NBA Finals. Now, only thing I'm bringing up the NBA Finals is because there could be some stories, some backstories that's coming out of, the games. Or again, this is one of those things I have not followed whatsoever. So I'm not sure if there's anything there or not, but I want some of you to kind of be on the lookout, of various stories that you can relate to your lane of genius. So for example, okay, Roz, I know so are the Warriors in the playoffs? Like, is Steph in it? Or what it took, or the overcoming factor of what these players have overcome or survived or learned or put themselves out there, and they're talking about whatever stories that can come out of this. You can leverage that newsjack and attach it to your lane of genius and your expertise. Okay. And then, okay. So for those of you who were here last week, remember last week, I kept saying that I don't know why, but okay, so Danielle and Rosin both say yes, they are. But I don't know why last week, but I even got, choked up about it because of when I shared about the baby formula. And I was like, I don't know who this is for. I don't know what it means. I don't know. I don't know who can newsjack this. I just know that somebody needs to speak up, because parents are at their wits' end at this point. And I use example of, can you imagine if your child had to have a specific formula for, either digestion issues or disease or whatever, and they're out? Can you imagine? And do y'all not know? And I kept saying strong, like, I feel so strongly about this. I have no idea why. But a lot of times of what some of you don't know is I pray over when I get ready to prepare these headlines, because here's one of the things that I know about what I'm called to do. I'm called to be the force behind you. I can't help everybody. I don't have, I'm a genius, but I ain't a genius in everything. You are. So my calling is to be the force behind you. So a lot of times as I'm preparing for these and going through my week and making notes, I'm asking God to show me, headlines I need to pick up to talk to somebody about. And do y'all not know, late Tuesday night, I got the sweetest message. She wasn't on live, but she messaged me and told me it was for her because she's launching the first plant-based baby formula. And I was so in awe. And she went on to tell me about the things that she had been worried about, concerned about, and her hearing me say literally, like, I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who this is for. That really blessed me. So this came up again today when I saw this, the Iowa mother battles baby formula shortage by donating 45 gallons of breast milk. I still have no idea why. I just cannot let this go, because I can't imagine what moms, dads are going through. Wasn't it amazing, Danielle and Master Playbook? I was really touched by that. It was one of those times that I have a God wink of what, what I do what I do matters. And I don't take it lightly when I'm preparing for these things, because I believe that God brings those of you in my circle, you are assigned to me. And it is my job to take care of you the best I can, with my assignment. And so I always want to make sure I position you guys the best way possible. And so with this, I immediately thought, okay, this it sounds amazing. And I'm seeing more of these stories about moms donating breast milk. And then I'm seeing posts even from some of my friends that if you need milk, DM me. But with this movement, coming along, I'm also wondering, are there pediatricians that need to speak out about the things to be looking out for, be concerned about when you're taking breast milk from another mom? For me, it's like, well, hell, we drink cow's milk. So, but that's just my personal opinion. Whatever your opinion is, as far, especially when it comes to your expert opinion, just, it doesn't have to be a pro or con against it. Just inform, moms of what to do. Some moms may just be like, maybe your voice is out there going, this is safe, but make sure this or make sure that, make sure this. Maybe your job is to soothe, especially if you're a new mom, you know how new moms are. Maybe your voice is needed to just soothe the fears of the parents, to let them know this is okay. Or if your stance is this is not okay. Remember, when I do these news jacks, my opinion does not matter. So if you feel it's not okay, pitch from that aspect as well. But my point is, get out there and talk about this. I don't care if it's just a Facebook post or a LinkedIn article, whatever you need to do. If you're not ready to actually pitch, whatever you need to do to help these moms, these parents, please, please, please do. So that's that. The next one I came across, this happened, I believe, over the weekend, was unfortunately Britney Spears announces that she suffered a miscarriage. So again, this is for grieving people. Like, we are just having so much collective grief. I mean, woo, like between COVID deaths, Ukraine, now this shooting, the formula shortage, like, and we are living in such a heavy time right now. And so if your lane is helping people cope with helping moms cope with loss. I lost my child. So I know the pain. Whew. I know the pain of losing a child. And so does my brother, because my brother lost a child. So my mom and dad have had to bury not one, but two grandchildren. So we know that loss. However, we are really a faith-based family. So, hey, my Nadine, we are a faith-based family, but it was still like somebody had written a book that got me through it, because it was one of the things that we don't talk about. So I had all of these emotions. So if you are that person that can really talk about, and again, I know it sounds like sometimes we're leveraging people's pain, but that's the cycle of news. And it's when, people are going through something, or a celebrity has gone through something, that we can use that to help others who are dealing with the same thing, but they're not celebrities. So I want you to consider, for the OBGYNs in the group, or the grief counselors, the social workers. What does that look like? Grieving over the loss of a child. Some would argue grieving over the loss of a child is way different than you grieving over your parents, and since I lost my biological dad and I've lost a child, I can say that losing my child, was probably the hardest. Master Playbook says, I see it as helping those in the greatest need. That is exactly what I was thinking too. Thank you. You just said it way better, Master Playbook. Who is Master Playbook, by the way? Oh, isn't that Holly? Oh, I'm calling you. Okay. I'm like, wait a minute, I know that face. So there's, that unfortunately. And then there was an issue of, I saw an essay or something that was written that, from perspective, she announced too early, typically why there's 3 months, or why you don't say anything or something to that nature. So yeah, whatever your take is on it, I wanted to make sure you knew that. And then what is this one? Oh, this trend of Black wedding dresses. So we've been talking all of, like, towards the end of April to May, we were talking about the fact that it's wedding season. And so if it's wedding season, we can talk about all kinds of trends regarding weddings. So I happened across that article that said, let me go back what it said. Hold on. My computer's moving a little more slowly today. Sorry, guys. Let me see. Among wedding trends heating up, sellers have noted a surge in interest in Black bridal gowns. According to Google Trends, searches for Black wedding dress have kept pace with searches for white wedding dress over the past 12 months. In September and October, Black wedding dress was searched more than white wedding dress on Google. So if you are an event planner, wedding planner, that was you, Holly. Yep, Sherelle, that's Holly. I'm like, I know that face. But what the new wedding trends are for 2022, you need to get on that now, because as I've said in prior weeks, June is wedding month. Basically, the highest weddings happen in June. The most wedding I'm having problems with my words today. But I want to make sure that you jump on this. If you are a wedding planner, event planner, you don't have to just talk about wedding dresses, all kinds of trends that go along with, weddings and the trends and events that happen. Sand was a trend where you mix in the sand at first. So whatever those trends are. On the other end of the spectrum, I saw this today. Valerie Bertinelli files for divorce from Tom Vitale. I don't know how you pronounce it. Cites irreconcilable differences. So on the other end, look at this. Keep an eye out on what's being said about this. And I know I have, divorce coaches in my sphere. So leverage this to talk about. I forget who is that actually, like, their brand is on the woman's side for high-powered women. Is it Tolly? Is it somebody in our TSP mastermind that's their lane of genius, that high-powered women going through divorce, what are things you need to do to protect yourself, or high-earning women or something like that? But that's what I thought of. Once again, it's a high-profile celebrity divorce. What you need to know and keep up with the trend of where divorces are, happening. I'm not making light of it, that's not my place, but divorce is a reality. I'm divorced, so it's definitely a reality. Going back to Naomi Judd dying by suicide, her husband has been talking. Her daughter has been talking. Once again, we're still in Mental Health Month. And unfortunately, there has been just quite a bit of, people unaliving themselves. And I don't know. I want my mental health experts to talk to us. I want my mental health experts to talk to the families of the signs. What can they do? Look at, and what you would do is parallel some of the things that Ashley Judd said about mom, or Naomi's husband said about her, of things that she went through, to, use that as an example of what loved ones see, what it's like for loved ones to watch their people go through depression that's so debilitating that unfortunately it ends this way. So let's see. Oh, okay. I thought this one was funny. when it's not funny, but the story is. So here's the thing, y'all. What happened was, actually, this headline doesn't say what the original headline says, but there was a scammer that Master Playbook says another spin could be about gun control for those that suffer from depression. Yes, I saw that headline today. Somebody had written an opinion piece that talked about tighter gun control could prevent some of these suicides. So yes, that's definitely an angle. And I don't think I said it at the beginning, but I'm totally okay if y'all put suggestions in the comments for your fellow newsjackers to hijack, because I'm genius and smart, but I can't think of it all. So I would definitely want to make sure that we are a team, we are a community here. And it looks like I'm frozen. Am I frozen? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Let me know if you still hear me and the video is frozen, because if you can still hear me, I'm going to keep it pushing. But it seems like my internet is not. There's not. Okay, so Master Playbook says we can hear you. Okay, so video is frozen. So I'm going to keep it pushing. We're going to keep it pushing because it looks like video is frozen on my screen. Okay. So I got to go back. Holly Master Playbook says, I love how you own your genius. Listen, girl, I suck at a lot of things, but media ain't one. So I'm going to hold on to that little piece of genius I can take credit for. TJ, I'm a longtime horse fan. That was the most exciting race since Secretariat won the Belmont and Triple Crown. I did mention it as a source of inspiration on my social media. Yes, you're talking about last week when we covered the Kentucky Derby is what she's talking about. I'm assuming, is that my Emily? Who's that said that? Because on my end, it just says Facebook user. So was it my Emily that said that? But yes, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so Holly says just your video, but not the articles. Okay, so my video, I'm glad it don't have me looking cray as it's frozen, but we're gonna keep it pushing. So what was I saying? Oh, okay, I was telling you about this story. So what happened was the fact that a scammer, you know how we have the elderly scam not Emily. Okay, so I don't know who that was telling me about the horse racing. With the scammer, this dude happened to call the former CIA director. But what this headline doesn't tell you is he's the only person in history that was actually the former CIA director and the former FBI director. Okay. Called them, tried to scam them, made death threats, like doing what the scammers do, not knowing you got the wrong one, partner. And they laid in the cut, waited for him, this Jamaican, to come into the States, and they arrested him. I don't know why that just tickles me so, but right, Holly said, Lord have mercy. Right, I don't know why that tickles me so, but it does. So, but what it did was it made me think about, this is a good time for those of you who are cybersecurity experts. Hey, my Tony Blackman, cybersecurity experts. the people who are, elder, who service the elder community. I don't care in what phase you care, you service them. Like one of my friends, Lee, she is an estate planner with most of her clients are the elderly. So she could definitely newsjack this, but talk about the different scams that elderly face, because either the elderly are going to watch it. Like every time I see a scam, I text my mother. My mother knows, don't send no information until you run it by me. I don't care if you get an email, if you get a call, I keep up on what the scams are. And so what are the latest scams that are happening towards the elderly? How to protect them, if whether you're talking directly to the elderly or you're notifying the kids, the ones who, take care of their parents. Like, well, I don't take care of her like that, but of course I'm looking out for my mom. So if that is your lane of genius, please go out there. I'm telling you, news love the elderly and the kids. You'll always find a sweet spot with them, with anything that's going along with protecting them. Okay, so whatever that is for you, if you can make a list of the latest scams, also talk about how much money that the elderly has lost in 2020. What are we, 22? So 2021, like put that out there of what we need to do. Is there software that children can put on their parents' phones to make sure that they're not being taken advantage of? Whatever you can. The last time I had someone newsjack something like this, they were on TV the next day. So I'm telling you, this is a hot segment. So pass this along. If it's not for you, pass this along to your people that you care about and you love, and tell them TJ said they need to be out there jacking. What's this one? Yes, this. Okay, so the Sports Illustrated dropped their swimsuit edition, and it is making its rounds. Miss Barbara says small businesses are being told to now pick up insurance for their company. I had to call my agent to now pick up insurance. Absolutely. Business insurance for sure. I can see that, Miss Barbara. So with the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, from what I've read, I haven't seen it all, but from what I've read, this is probably the most inclusive and diverse editions with several covers. So we have, I think this is the oldest model that has ever been featured on the cover. We have, I know we got Kim Kardashian, we got Ciara, but we also have a woman in a bikini showing her C-section scar. We have a pregnant, for what I saw, there was a pregnant lady on the cover, and then there is a plus size model. So I'm thinking we can come at this from several different angles. Body positivity, rocking the bikini at any age. There's, the editor of this edition took heat because of Kim Kardashian on the cover, and that thing that she was bragging about, how she lost all this weight so she can fit into the Marilyn Monroe dress. So people are coming after the editor like, you're going to put Kim Kardashian on the cover. And she's been problematic about, body image, and she's setting unrealistic expectations because of the surgeries. Like, whatever the angle you find, go find it, of this, because this is huge. They've really included a lot, says my Facebook user. And they have, like, it really is diverse from what I've seen. I didn't dig deep into it, but just know there could be something there that you could leverage from, the diversity and inclusion that happened this year. What is this? Oh, that's nothing. That was probably, I was accidentally left that still open. And then let me see. Was there anything on CNN that I saw? Nope, no CNN. Okay, so the last two things I want to cover before we wrap is actually not newsjacking. it's one of my assignments years ago was I launched this movement called Project Dreamlight. And Project Dreamlight was my nonprofit that has now merged with my HBCU work. So some of you may have seen the announcement where I announced that we're going to be doing a new initiative called the Move-In Day Mafia. And the Move-In Day Mafia is an army of volunteers that deploys to HBCU campuses to specifically take care of, do dorm room makeovers for the kids who are for the freshmen who have aged out of the foster care system. So they often show up with nothing or very limited, and we want to take care of them from freshman to graduation. So it's Project Dreamlight is now merging together with my HBCU work under Planet Bougie, and our first initiative is the Move-In Day Mafia. But when Project Dreamlight first hit the scene, it really was God gave it to me, is that it's where I make dreams come true. I actually own IMakeDreamsComeTrue.com. That's how he actually told me that this is what you're going to do. He told me one day, go buy IMakeDreamsComeTrue.com. I thought it was crazy and didn't do it for a minute. And finally I was like, okay, Disney has to own this, but I'll look it up just to prove you wrong. Long story short, it actually was available. Blew me away. So what I started doing during that season, this was in 2015, is I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I just knew that, is this at all the HBCUs nationwide? We are starting small. So I have about 3 that I'm looking at. Yes, the foster care community has been pulling on me. Just need to figure out where I best fit into the ecosystem. Oh yeah, Miss Holly, don't get it twisted. So with I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, okay. So when Project Dreamlight first started, it was just something I was doing to make dreams come true. It really was. And within like 2 weeks of even starting it, I had greenlit like $10,000 worth of dreams because people were donating to help me pull this up. So one of the things, yes, I am starting small. Do not despise small beginnings, because this thing is going to grow into being Make-A-Wish meets Extreme Home Makeover. Y'all remember that show? So there is quite a bit that I'm developing and doing and all of that. And I will be looking for help and volunteers on how we pull this off. But the goal is that by the time, my great niece is born, or even in my niece's lifetime, that this is a huge national organization that every year we know during move-in day season at HBCUs, just an army, a well-organized ecosystem of volunteers are just deploying to get these kids moved in. I want care packages delivered to them every month, so they're not worried about their needs. They're just going to school and being college students. But that's not what I'm trying to get to y'all to what I'm doing for some of you, or one of you, or maybe 2, we'll see. So one of the things that I used to do with Project Dreamlight is I would actually get invited to what's called the FYC screenings, and they're called for your consideration. So, and I would take a guess. So some of you may have seen, I surprised my client over, what was that, Friday night, and surprised her and took her to see Harlem, where she got to meet the cast, and it was just this elaborate event or whatever. And so for your consideration are these events that the television industry puts on when they're going on an Emmy campaign. So keep on the lookout. You got to be in my Noisemaker Squad or either in my Media Maverick Nation. But I'm going to take one person with me to the This Is Us screening. Now, don't get it twisted. I don't even watch this. I can't even say I don't like it because I ain't really never watched the show. I'm just not that kind of a show person. I like violence. Don't judge me. But I also know that I have tons of This Is Us fans. So if you are in LA, this is, I think, is either the 22nd or the 24th. If you are in LA and want to be considered, be on the lookout in the Noisemaker Squad and the Media Maverick Nation for a form that I'm going to put for you to submit to be my guest to the This Is Us. I'm only going because I know that I have people in my circle that love this show. And one thing you'll learn about me is that with what we're building, for me, it's all about the access. I would love to use the access to make people happy. My dream is to make others' dreams come true. So I'm going to take one person that can be my guest. And last time I went to the This Is Us when the whole entire cast was there. And I actually surprised my cousin that night because she was a huge fan of the show. And so she got to meet the whole cast. You can take pictures. Sometimes there's a reception afterwards where like at the Harlem one, we were up in this big Hollywood mansion, food and different rooms you can go in, and there's a reception. You can get your nails did. So open bar. But when we did the This Is Us with my cousin, it was just in a big theater. They did open Q&A with the cast, and there was a mini reception or something. I've surprised one of my dreamers and took her to see the Empire when Empire was really, really hot. I took her to see Empire. So again, I'm going because I know I got some people in my sphere that love this show. And what's the use of having access to things like this if you cannot, make people happy or smile? So be on the lookout for that one. And now the one I am looking forward to is Belle Air. I love Belle Air. So that this one is either the 22nd or the 24th too. So whatever's on the 22nd, the other one is on the 24th, or vice versa. So just know that. I got to look it up. But don't forget, you got to be in the Noisemaker Squad in order for me to consider you. And I am going to send out an email maybe to the list. I'm probably going to give first right of refusal to Noisemaker Squad people. And then if I don't have someone there, then I will make a choice through the email list. Okay. So be on the lookout for both Belle Air and This Is Us. But you got to be in the Noisemaker Squad or Maverick Nation. So Maverick Nation is the paid group. Noisemaker Squad. Holly says, I keep saying I'm going to watch this. Maybe I'll sneak in an episode tonight. Nadine, it's in your welcome packet. It's in your welcome packet. The updated one that you got today, it's in there. So make sure you are in there. Okay, so that's what I had to share. And that's why I didn't want to have a guest, because I knew I was going to be here a minute, because I wanted to put that opportunity out there for you. So with that said, that's all I got, peeps. That's all I got. So next week, y'all know how we do in church, like bring one guest. So next week, let's bring a guest, because my goal with doing these is to just kind of put myself out there so that more people know this strategy, and I can help more people through helping you. Okay. Wait, you usually have guests. I can take one guest to each one of these. Oh, you're talking about on here. Yes, I usually have a guest here that I'll do live back and forth. If you want to, consider being invited as a guest to me do in real time feedback for NewsJacks, go to NewsJackCity.com, NewsJackCity.com. Okay. Holly says, I'm setting my reminder now so I don't miss these. These are fantastic. Yay. I love doing them. I do. It's the one thing that I do enjoy, looking at the headlines and helping you guys, because I want you to think differently of how to put yourselves out there. So with that said, you're getting my ideas flowing, and I appreciate that. That's the goal of why I do these. So with that said, I'm going to count it down. We're going to say good night. Okay, we're going to say good night, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Same time, same channel in 10, 9. Great news, Jackie, today. You are amazing. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Emily. 8, 7. I'm really excited about the Belle Air one, y'all, because I love that show. I love how they have reinvented it. So what was I? 6, 5. And next week, y'all promise y'all going to invite a guest, or you're going to share and invite people? Do you promise you're going to invite a guest so that we can grow this community and be of more help to each other and to the world? Danielle says, thanks, Teej. I love your energy. See you next week. Yes. What was I? 5. Oh. Yay, Nadine. I'm glad you enjoyed it. 3, 2. Danielle says, I promise to invite a guest. I love it. 1. All right, y'all. I'll see you next week. Bye.